If it is true that you become who you spend the most of your time with, who are you becoming? Stick around. Today, I want you to ask yourself deep down within, how are your associations impacting your life? Hello. You are listening to the Manifest on Purpose show. I am your host, Kimberly. I help you become a better person than you are today so that you can have a beautiful tomorrow. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for inviting your friends and family along for the ride. And thank you for subscribing here and on the website at manifestonpurpose.net or Kimberly.com. You know how I feel about you. The God in me loves the God in you. I'm so excited about today's topic. Before we get to the message, let's hear today's numerology forecast courtesy of astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. Today is Monday, October the 2nd. The sun is in Libra. The moon is in Taurus. It's an 8 universal month, a 9 universal week, and a 1 universal day. This is an excellent day to take the initiative in an independent way. This is an excellent day to take the initiative in an independent way. Yet, at the same time, do it with someone going in the same direction as you. This will increase your chance of success. After all, this day is a day where 2 heads are better than one. Leo, Aquarius, Aries, Cancer, and those born on the 1st, 2nd, 10th, 11th, 19th, 20th, 28th of the month, the 29th of the month should certainly keep this in mind if their desire is to get ahead. That concludes today's numerology forecast, courtesy of astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. But you don't have to wait to get it here. You can get it every day on the Star 8 numerology app. You can download it for free at Star 8, ASTAR8.com, or just go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and download the free Star 8 numerology app. You can also find his best-selling book, Numbers in You, at Linktree/Numbers in You. Magical Crown Hair Oil. Queens, protect your crown. Magical Crown Hair Oil is an all-natural handmade oil filled with herbs and oils that will help you repair, strengthen, lengthen, and even protect your hair. You can find the link in the website below. Also, visit Kimberly.com or manifestonpurpose.net if you should decide that podcasting is for you and you want to get started. I have a podcasting mentorship program. Go check it out. Kimberly, KIMBALEY.com. You will also find that link in the description. You know, it's been a while since I've been able to tell a good story, so today I'm going to share a story with you, and I'm almost embarrassed to share it, but I will share it today. I'm almost sure that I shared the fact that I lived between my mother's home and my grandmother's home growing up, because that's something that was very interesting and made for an interesting childhood. Recently, I was in a conversation with someone, and the conversation went into associations and how we exchange energy with the people that we are closest to. And of course, it took me back to childhood because I always try to find a story to connect to what I'm talking about. The story that connected was how I went back and forth between my mother and my grandmother's house, and it was two separate set of rules. My mom, on one hand, was very strict. My mom made sure that my siblings and I all shared the responsibilities of the housework, whether it was indoors or outdoors, whether we were girls or boys. We all did the same chores around the house and we rotated chores. She was very strict on that. She liked a clean house, so we always had to have it immaculate for her to be happy. My grandmother, on the other hand, when I went to stay with her, I was the only person for a long time that stayed there. And I was like her little baby, and I'm just going to say it. And she spoiled me. She spoiled me in a way that I pretty much got whatever I wanted if she could get it. And I did what I wanted to do. She took care of all the cleaning, the cooking, and all of that stuff. The household chores that I was used to doing, I did not have to do them at my grandmother's house. So I just had it laid back. I took it easy there at my grandmother's house. But when it was time to go back to mom's, things changed. I knew I had to shift, and I had to shift quickly. Being over my grandmother's house made me used to the fact that I didn't have to do anything over there. And sometimes it was kind of hard to get myself started when I got back over to mom's house. But trust and believe, mom reminded me quick because she made sure, hey, I don't have anything to do with what you do when you're over there, but when you're over here, you're going to do what I tell you to do. This is my house. These are my rules. I had to understand that. My mom did not play. I'm just going to tell you straight up. So what she said, she meant, and what she meant, she said. So I had to ship up and shape up really, really quick when I got to her house. When I was thinking about that story today, it hit me in a different way because it made me think about how we can be around someone for a long period of time and we can start picking up their habits. This is something that I've been wanting to get back into for a long time, and I'll probably go deeper on habits in another conversation. But right now, I'm just going to briefly go over habits a little bit. These are the programs that are not easily hidden. I like to teach that habits are not good or bad. They're just learned behaviors that, if done long enough, will grow over time. My learned behavior from my grandmother's house is that I did not have to do anything. I picked up a few more habits from her too, but I won't get into those today. The reason I got into the habit of being laid back and not enjoying to do the housework is because I was around my grandmother and she did not pressure me to do it. Being under her guidance for that amount of time, it just made me get used to it because it was something that was repeated. Now, of course, I didn't start this conversation to just talk about the habits that I formed at Nana's house. My real reason for this conversation is I want you to think deeply about what habits are you picking up from the people that you associate yourself around. This is serious because it really tugs at the heart a little bit, because a lot of people know that there's people that are no good for them in their life. But because they feel like they owe them some kind of loyalty because it's the type of relationship it is, or how they feel about that person emotionally, they feel as if it would be okay to be around that person, even though they're not striving for the same purpose. And that's the part that's most important here, is purpose, because we all have an individual purpose. No one knows your purpose but you. There will be times in your life when you will find people that will share a common purpose with you, but there will also be times when there will be people that do not think on the same lines that you think on. Those are people that have a separate purpose, and some of them don't even have a purpose at all. Here's what I want you to think about. This is my call to action to you today. There's only two things a person can do when they enter your life. Either they can add to your life or they can subtract from your life. There's no gray area here. There's no in between. Because if someone is not adding to your life, by default, they are taking away or they are subtracting from your life. Sometimes it can be kind of difficult to figure out who these people are. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how to spot the people in your life that are taken away. If you have someone in your life that doesn't have anything to say positive at all, even about themselves, then that's a red flag that they are not adding to your life. When I talk about those type of people, it makes me think of the cartoon Winnie the Pooh. There was this donkey named Eeyore, and Eeyore always had this cloud with a storm and rain over him wherever he went, because he was so negative and everybody wanted to stay away from him because they realized this. When you see these people, you need to run just like they ran from Eeyore so that you can get away from that negativity, because what happens is you may not be in a negative mood. You may have actually had a good day. But when you get around this person and they bring about that negative energy in your life, then that energy begins to transfer to you. I'm going to share this concept with you. I've shared it on the show before. We are all walking around as big balls of energy. Energy can never be destroyed. Energy can only be transmuted, which means changed, or it can be transferred. And I've shared this example too. Here's what you do when you get one of those people in your life that wants to talk negative all the time. That's the negative Nancy. What you do is you try to change the conversation to something positive. If that doesn't work, then you exit stage left. And you don't have to say, look, Nancy, I don't have time for this. No, you can just say, I'll talk to you later. You can just say, I have something to do. Whatever it is, it's important that you step away to protect your energy so that that negative energy will not be transferred to you. Another way that you can figure out if a person is trying to add to your life or subtract to your life is by taking notice of the things that they say to you. Is that person ever saying anything to uplift you? Does this person ever help you celebrate your wins? If not, then that means that they're not adding to your life. It is important that you become aware of the way people treat you. Another way that you can tell that a person is not adding to your life is because they keep bringing drama and chaos into your life. As I said before, if they're not adding, they're subtracting. If they're not happy with the way things are for them, the least they could do is to keep you from that chaos. Bring peace in your space. If a person does not come to you in peace, then they're subtracting from your life. Don't get me wrong. It may sound like from this conversation that these people that are subtracting from your life are intentionally doing that just to hold you back. But I want to let you know a lot of times these people need help themselves. A lot of times they can't see what they're doing to you because they can't see what's going on within them. One of the things that I love to say about people when they do something that I don't agree with when it's concerning me, I always say to myself, maybe they don't know any better. Maybe they got things they're going through too. So it's not that we're just pointing the finger at them and thinking that they're trying to do this to harm you. A lot of times, this is all they know. And this is where your understanding has to come in. This is where you become the leader in your life, because you have to make up your mind to say that I'm going to protect myself. We got to take away expectations. We expect people to come into our life and bring peace because they say they feel this way or because of who they are to us. Just because we expect that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to happen. Remember, expectations are all on us. Expectations are what we think should happen. We can't control what another person do, but what we can change is how we respond to it. So what I'm saying is, it's time to set boundaries in your life. Look around at these people that you associate the most time with in your life. Are these people helping you grow, or are they just there? If your answer is these people are just there, that means they're subtracting from you. So let's just say hypothetically that you look around and you see that there are some of those people in your life. What should you do? Detachment is another one of my favorite conversations. And I feel like I need to talk about detachment so much because a lot of people look at that word detachment as a visceral word. They make it seem like you're cutting somebody off and you're never going back. It makes it seem like you're just kicking that person out of the door, like you don't want to have anything to do with them anymore. No, detachment is really about setting boundaries in your life. You limit the time with the people that you know are not doing anything to help you grow. You limit the time from the people that you know are negative. Now, I know there's sometimes when you can sway a person to look at things on the brighter side, but there just are some people that no matter how many times you show them a brighter picture, they're gonna find something wrong with it. So you have to minimize your time around those ones that are taken from your life, because what they're doing is they're draining. And I'm going to tell you what it's kind of like. And I've learned this over the years. I like gardening. I like flowers and plants. I once worked in a position where I was supervising someone who was doing the gardening. And there was this plant. It was a big, huge plant. You could tell that at some point in its life, it was a very beautiful plant, but it had been neglected. And there were dead leaves everywhere. The plant just appeared to be dying. And for some reason, I just told this gardener, let's work on this plant instead of throwing it away. And every day we would water that plant. We would sit it out close to the window to make sure it was getting plenty of sunlight. And in no time at all, we saw this plant come back to life. And one of the things that we did to that plant was we plucked off the dead leaves that was on the plant. And I know it may sound silly, but did you know that if there's dead leaves on a plant and you leave them there, those dead leaves soak up all the nutrients from the leaves that are still alive. And that's what eventually kills the whole plant. So it's like that in life sometimes too. Sometimes we have to pluck off the dead leaves so that there can be growth there. And how we do it is through the habits that we talked about earlier. Now, not my habits. I'm going to tell you the most important thing that you'll learn about a habit. A lot of people want to break a habit, but what they don't understand is you cannot break a habit. You never can break a habit. It's subconscious. It's going to always be there. What you can do is you can replace that habit that's no longer needed with another habit. So what you can do is, instead of being around these people that are draining you most of the time, begin to be around with people that purpose aligns with your purpose. And then you got something there. Your seeds can begin to grow because now you're with like-minded individuals that's going to motivate you and push you to take it to the next level. See, what I want you to understand in this conversation too is that not everyone is meant to make it with you on the next level. That doesn't mean that you have to completely forget about that person. It just means that you're going up to a higher level and you can't take everybody with you. You know what's funny? When I used to go back to my mom's house, sometimes I could see the look on her face. If I had to guess what she was thinking, she probably was thinking, you can't bring that stuff from over there here. And that's what you should start thinking too. It's time for you to grow. And you're going to have to look around the people that you are around. Deepak Chopra says that it's 3 degrees of separation between people. What that really means is you can pick up a habit from a friend's friend that you haven't even met. Now that's kind of deep when you think about it. Pay attention to the people that you attract in your life. You can tell what your purpose is by the people that you attract. And you can tell where you will be a year from now, 2 years from now, all by who you spend the most of your time with. If the saying is true, you become who you spend the most of your time with. Who are you becoming? I love you to life. This is how you manifest on purpose. Let's prepare for meditation. If you're driving, this is not the time to do so. Please download this and save it for later. If you're not driving, please find your sacred space, a space that is comfortable for you, the one that is safe, distraction-free. Focus on your breathing and relax. Enjoy your meditation.